Hey there, it's Dusty Thunder again, and I have another one of these Best of Redditor update stories for you. This one is called My Husband-to-Be Wants Everyone to Know I'm Not Pure, with an update. This originally comes from cat owner victim on Off My Chest, and is actually one that we heard about in the news, so we had to hunt down because we wanted to talk about it, you know? We gotta talk about it. We gotta talk about it. It's exactly what the title says. I've been with my fiance for 6 years and engaged for the past 8 months. I've been doing most of the wedding planning, but my fiance, let's just call him Ryan, will give his input here and there. So about a month ago, Ryan out of nowhere said he was talking to some of his coworkers and thinks that I shouldn't wear a white dress. This was totally weird to me. Ryan is a very artistic guy, so I figured this was more about how the photos would turn out or something along those lines, but I'm set on wearing white. I told him this, and I could see that he was annoyed, but he let it go. 2 weeks ago, I finally picked up and paid for my dress, and this caused a huge argument. Ryan again came to me very annoyed. He asked to see the dress I picked, but I said no, because I wanted it to be a surprise for our wedding day. He asked me to at least tell him what color it was, and when I said white, he threw a fit. I honestly do not see why this was a big deal. Almost everyone wears white on their wedding day. When I asked him what color he thought I'd be wearing, he told me I should wear red. Again, this was super weird to me. I asked him why I would wear red to our wedding, and he told me that brides only wear white when they are pure. For some background, Ryan and I started dating when I was 21 and he just turned 20. He was a virgin when we met, and I only had one other person who was my ex-boyfriend of 4 years throughout high school. This caused a lot of problems the first year of our relationship, and we almost did not continue dating because of how insecure he felt. After that first year, it was never a problem again until now, I guess. He went to his mom about all of this thinking she would convince me, but she's on my side. So 2 nights ago, Ryan, his mom, and I stood in our living room and argued about my sex life being shown in a dress. His mom stated that he is no longer a virgin either, so maybe he should wear red too, and he burst out crying. Ryan is still stating that me wearing white would be deceiving all of the guests, and that is different for guys. Boy, you're gonna run me out of red flags here. This has honestly made me question even marrying this man. I don't know if it's just because everything is so fresh, but I'm really disgusted by him. He's not even religious, so I know this is just him still thinking about me losing my virginity at 18 before I even knew him. I just needed to rant to anyone about how psycho this is. And the reposter of this provides some more context. Most of the commenters are also baffled by Ryan's thought process and agree that this shows a high level of insecurity that can't be put aside. They say it feels like Ryan is still punishing original OP for having sex before meeting him, which is nonsensical. If this is how he views virginity, how will he treat any future daughters? Original OP is encouraged to break up with Ryan. Original OP does not comment. However, there's another post shortly after, 14 days later, that goes like this. What do I wear on my first date in 6 years? I'm in my late 20s and just broke off an engagement. This is going to be my first date in many, many years. We're going to a nice waterfront seafood restaurant in North Carolina. It's a beach, but also November, so I have no idea what would be appropriate. And commenters encouraged original OP to wear red. Okay, let's go back to the original story for a second here, because I think the reposter here nails it. It's all about insecurity. I don't know why this came up after he was talking to coworkers. Is that how this originally happened? Yes, he said he was talking to some of his coworkers and thinks that she shouldn't wear a white dress. Either his coworkers were just trying to punk him, or they knew, I don't know. There's no good reason for this. But the whole not wearing a white dress thing, I'm pretty sure faded out years and years ago. Let's do a quick check. White is traditional, but does not necessarily represent virginity. More often, it represents a new life. However, people can wear whatever they want as brides. So Homeboy has this extremely old school way of thinking here, but really it's just insecurity. And if he's going to let this insecurity ruin his wedding, he's going to let it ruin his life. It sounds like you guys almost weren't together because of this in the first place. So Homeboy needs to be more secure with himself. And the only way to do that is to, I think that only happens when you're alone. And you can actually be comfortable being alone and be happy with yourself and not need someone else. I think only in that time can you overcome whatever insecurities that you have. It's really hard to do when you're with someone else, because then you're just putting it all on them, and that's too much stress for a relationship. So it sounds like she made the right play and got out of the red flag wedding dress here and was going on a date 2 weeks later. That's a little weird. Maybe it's not the same person. I don't know. But him asking her to wear a red dress is the most redonkulous wedding story that I've ever heard of, aside from mother-in-laws and bridezillas and that kind of thing. Coming from the groom's side, this was pretty gnarly. What would you all do if your betrothed asked you to wear a red dress because you weren't a virgin to your wedding?